Hello.
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 Hello. You're supposed to do the other hello, Mike.
Hello.
We make a terrible Three Stooges.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yuck,
Hello.
yuck, 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 yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh boy, what a week it has been. I tell you, I heard about the Japanese banking crisis going on.
Oh,
and
yeah?
There's no sign of it ending soon. I mean, following last week's news that Origami Bank had folded, I hear that the Sumo Bank is going belly up, and the Bonsai Bank plans to cut some of its branches. And the Karaoke Bank is up for sale, and it's going for a song. So,
That was
and then
a long, drawn-out one.
It was, and I was at the beach last weekend, and I picked up a shell, and I held it to my ear, and I heard another person in there. I guess we were both on our cellular phones.
I guess you were.
Oh.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Entertain you.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I should continue my thoughts, shouldn't I? Instead of just
You
stopping
should continue your thoughts, yes.
A priest, a rabbi, and a minister are in a bar. Let me
Okay.
tell you about this priest, rabbi, and minister that are in the bar. They're talking to each other about how they handle their respective donations from the collection plates.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest says, well, to be fair, I draw a chalk circle on the floor, toss the money up in the air, and whatever falls in the circle, it goes to the Lord, and what lands outside, I keep. The minister nods and says, I'm very similar, but what lands in the circle I keep is still rather fair, about the same thing, I think. And so they both look at the rabbi, who has remained silent this whole time, and so they say, so how do you divvy up the church donations for your church? He says, well, I don't go into all that stuff with the chalk circles. I just throw my money up in the air, and whatever the Lord wants, he takes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a joke from Short Circuit. Actually, I think it was a joke before Short Circuit, but it was definitely a joke from Short Circuit. It was the one that took Johnny 5 the longest to get. He finally got it, though.
Oh,
Okay.
good trivia.
All right.
CEU earned already.
Already. Let's hear the music.
In my ear.
Well, hello, aloha, good day, guten tag, and Moobarkfluff. Welcome to the Barely Furcasting feature in Taebyn. I am one of your co-hosts, Barely Normal, and with me again, and for the first time today, is the pup who is up, the fur that is fun, the maven of merriment, Taebyn.
Oh,
How
my.
the fluff are you, Taebyn?
Moobarkfluff. I am good. It's been busy. I've been running around doing this stuff. Why am I talking like that? I don't even know.
Because you can't help yourself.
That is actually, I think, a valid point right there. So that's how I am. And I'll just steal your words away from you, Barely, and say, hey,
Yes.
Rayne is with us today once again. How are you, Rayne?
I am fine and dandy. How are you both?
I am fine and dandy too. And how are you, Mr. Barely?
Oh, I am fine and dandy like a hard candy Christmas. That's what I am. Yes.
Finest
Wow.
frog's hair.
Yep.
Wow.
And we're recording this on Star Wars Day,
We
which
are.
May the
is
4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, which is why the name of the episode is titled May the Fluff be with you.
And tomorrow is Revenge of the 5th.
It is
It is.
Revenge of the 5th tomorrow. Only if you drink that 5th today will you have the Revenge of the 5th tomorrow.
True.
Because if you go forth to drink a 5th, it's, I don't know where I'm going with that. I think I'm just going to shut up now.
Okay. Well, what I have to say to that is cannibalism every first almost tired from.
No.
That's going to be the name of our next episode.
Uh,
It's like,
he sneaks it in every time, and he was
I know.
outvoted so
many.
many episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm supposed to shout out to Bark Ruffalo for that. So you both can go and silence Bark Ruffalo for that because that's his fault. I do have a question for both of you. Why will the pig that is dressed in black, he's dressed in black, why will this pig never, ever be bullied?
I don't know. Why will the dressed pig
Yeah.
in black never be bullied?
Because Batman has sworn to protect all of Gotham.
God.
Oh.
I liked it. I really liked it.
Oh.
Oh, but I
Taebyn?
liked it. Hi.
Have you got anything for the past today?
We'll just move past that.
I've moved past that. It's
I
much
do
better.
not.
Really? Wow. I have to say that's probably the first time we haven't had anything for the past today since we started this show, since episode 1
I think
of
we've
season
done it,
1.
I think that happened once, like in season 2 or something, but it's pretty rare.
How I like my steak.
Do you like it still mooing?
No, just a little pink inside. 140 edge to edge. I like it that way, though.
I like it so rare that a good vet could get it back on its feet in a couple minutes.
Okay. That's pretty rare.
And it is.
That's pretty rare.
That's all I'm going to say about that, I guess. I don't even know.
So, I went into the dictionary of obscure words before the episode, and I clicked on the letter F, and I picked 3 words from the letter F.
Oh, so, how exciting.
I'm going to start with a word. I'm going to let you guess as to what it might mean. And that first word is faggotist.
I think I am. I think we kind of all are.
Oh, are we?
We're all like very, very, skilled in that.
In the faggotist.
Area.
Well, I would like to see you. I would like to see that do that because a faggotist is actually.
I want to guess.
Oh, yes. What do you want to guess for?
I want to guess that it is someone that likes bundles of twigs.
Well, it could be because a bundle of twig is called a faggot.
Yes.
So I must be right.
And in Great Britain, a fag is a cigarette. So
yes,
but a faggotist actually is a bassoon player.
That
that makes
have
no
much
sense.
to do with twigs.
It does
I'm gonna
not.
have to take that off my resume then.
Yes,
that I'm a known faggotist.
A known faggotist. Yes.
Yeah. Oh crap.
The next one is felicificative.
I'm gonna guess felicicative. It's when your male friend is ill-ish. He's kind of ill because it's a felicicative.
Ah. No,
that's not gonna be.
No, right. Rayne, any guesses?
Well, it sounds like felicitous, kind of. Maybe it's something about happy.
It could be happy, and actually, I would say that Taebyn is very felicificative because he tends to make others happy, and that's what the definition is: makes other people happy. Yes.
Isn't that sweet?
I am happy to be felicif. Whoa,
that word.
Yeah.
Felicificative. Yes.
It's easier to be it than say it.
Yes.
Yeah, like lots. Wow.
And the final word in the F category, but there was hundreds, but this one is flibberty gibbet.
Oh, I know that one.
That sounds like something from like Mary Poppins or something.
It could be. It might have been used in that movie. Who knows?
I'm not even going to guess. Something about Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know.
My grandmother used to call my Aunt Coy this.
Really?
She used to call her a flibberty gibbet. Yeah, because Aunt Coy was a gossipy gal.
Yes.
And he likes to talk about other people.
That's exactly what flibberty gibbet is. A person that gossips or is flighty.
Wow.
So I guess a pilot. A birdie could be flibberty gibbet. A pilot would be flibberty gibbet. Yes.
Yeah.
And those are our obscure words for the day, unless you have some obscure words from the chat, Mr. Taebyn.
I do not. I do have a question for Rayne, though. What is the earring thing around your neck?
Oh, it's not an earring thing. It's a heating pad. My neck. I strained my neck eating out of a garbage can.
Yes.
Well, you are a raccoon, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do.
The lid was heavier than it looked.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got little ringy thingies in it.
That's to pull it down so you can really get the heat into your neck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another CEU earned, I guess.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
CEUs earned. Doop-doo-doo.
So I have two things.
Okay. Most people only have one, but you have two, so good
I've
for
only
you.
got one.
I do.
You must
I
be
do.
a shark.
Maybe in a previous life.
I think sharks have two things.
I have two earsies.
Yes.
He played with Blowhole at the A&W dance.
Oh, that's true.
I did.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
right.
So you may have been a shark in a previous life.
I might have been.
They didn't bite you.
This is a very stupid joke that I made up.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
My honey got like a spam call from, it said on his phone, possible spam, whatever. And he looked it up. And this is what really happened. And he looked it up, and the number referred to a Jamaican lottery scam. And so we were like, okay, well, that's the scam, obviously. And I said, "Jamaican me nervous with your scam." That's stupid. That's stupid, but I did it.
Yeah.
And another joke that I did not make up.
Yes.
But I want to say it. Anyway, the psychiatrist says, "Great news, Mr. Bradley. After 18 months of therapy, I can pronounce you finally and completely cured of your kleptomania. You will never be trapped by the desire to steal again." And the patient said, "Mr. Bradley," the patient said, "Why, gee, that's great, doctor." And the doctor says, "And just to prove it, I want you to stop by the mall on your way home and walk the length of all the stores. You'll see that you'll feel no temptation to shoplift whatsoever." "Oh, doctor, what can I ever do to thank you?" "Well," the psychiatrist said, "if you do happen to relapse, I could use a new TV." And there are my two things. It was cute. It's cute, I thought.
Well, we're just rushing through our stuff today, but let's get to the media, shall we? Why does Taebyn always sound like somebody's stabbing him whenever he does something?
Don't know. Are you okay, Taebyn?
Are you okay?
Blink twice if you need help.
I know. Are you being held against your will?
Yes.
Or are you being held against Will? Will might like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
He's a faggotist.
He's
I mean, as long as it makes them happy, that would be great, because I am a
Felicificative. Felicificative.
Felicificative.
Felicificative.
My homework
Wow.
for this week is to try and learn to pronounce that word on my own, and we'll see if in next week's episode I actually do it.
All right. Well, media. So I've watched the last several episodes of Mrs. Davis, and it's pretty good. It's really out there. I mentioned it last week. It's a very strange and odd show on Peacock, and it's worth a watch. So just a Timex, not a
grandfather clock or anything.
No. I watched the documentary, quote unquote, about David Bowie on HBO Max called Moonage Daydream, and it's really not so much a documentary. Moon Age?
Yeah, the song's called Moon Age Daydream.
Oh, Moonage. I thought Moonage is better.
No, Moon Age Daydream.
Moon Age Daydream. Okay.
Yes. It's a great song, by the way.
It's really not much of a documentary as it is like 2 hours of vignettes of him singing and on stage and his various personalities, and him talking in various talk shows. And that's about it. There's nothing, it doesn't say, David Bowie was born on such and such a day for the real name of
in
Johnson.
True documentary fashion.
Right.
So it's kind of like a clip documentary type thing where they just go back and review all of his old media appearances and behind the scenes stuff. Yeah.
There is totally something there. If you clip documentary.
Yes. We're going on a journey once again.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to work on this, actually.
Yeah, work on that.
I guess keep talking, and then I'll work on it.
I was gonna say, why don't you take that part of your brain out and set it in a sponge and let it cogitate for a while, and then put it back in and see if it helps.
I think that's what needs to happen. Yes.
Okay. I watched a couple of episodes of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and I started a show called The Citadel, which is a spy flick, and it's really good, actually. It has Stanley Tucci in it and Richard Madsen. Now, fans may remember Richard Madsen as Robb Stark on the Game of Thrones, or as my sister calls it on her podcast, Hi, Royal Highness, she refers to him as Robb, because why do you put two B's in Robb? So whenever they talk about Robb Stark, they always talk about Robb.
Rob.
Oh, right. All right.
Robb.
Oh, yeah, they do that sometimes. Yeah,
R-O-B-B. Robb. And the problem is he is an Irish actor, and it's an American story and it's an American show. So they've got him doing an American accent, and it's really, really bad.
Oof.
I mean, you can tell he's trying to force an American accent. So if I had to comment on the show, that would be my one comment, is like, just let him talk in his normal tone of voice, because,
I mean,
wow.
Irish, British, all those people come over here to the United States too. He could just be, from there and moved here.
Right. And the premise of the show is that it's an international spy organization.
Yeah. So why not let him be international?
Right. Exactly. I don't know. It's like
weird.
But I'm listening to it, and it's like, wow, he is really doing that badly. So badly.
Yeah, and then there's other actors that do it so well that you don't know that they're British, like Hugh Laurie when he played House. Right. I had no idea he was British until much, much later into the season. And John Barrowman. John Barrowman, Scottish, and his American accent is really good. Of course, he's lived here quite a while, so that probably helps. But
and David Tennant too. I mean,
David Tennant also can do a very good American voice.
accent.
Yeah. Yep. In Fright Night, he was very good.
Yeah,
you couldn't tell at all.
It's yeah, I don't know why they forced him to do that. It seemed like an odd
weird
directorial choice, I think. So, like, I can imagine season 2, he'll have an Irish accent again, and it's like, wait a minute. Maybe he just got tired of doing it. Who knows? And that's what I've been listening to, besides running 3 podcasts. So,
how do you find the time?
I just kind of do it.
Running 1 was too hard for me for a while.
Taebyn.
Hi.
What have you been watching?
Okay, so a doctor goes to a barbershop to get a haircut, to get a little clip of the hair.
Well, that's good, because if he was trying to go there for something else, the barbershop's not going to do it.
And there's a construction crew, and they have cement and tar and things like that. And they're going to fix up the hair shop place while he's there.
Okay.
And so then he'll be watching a little short story on the TV while he's getting his haircut. And so, and then he's got to tell the people to do the like tarring and the cementing and stuff. So he went to get a clip that doc. You men, tarry. No.
Wow.
Whoa! No.
That was a train ride off the bridge, off the rails, into the river. Yes.
Definitely a stretch.
A stretch.
I've worked so hard on that, and it for not.
Okay, take that brain out, put it back in the sponge.
Yeah,
that's why he was so quiet while we were reviewing your media.
I was working on it.
He was deep in thought.
I could see the smoke rolling out of his ears, his little fluffy ears. Your cow's on fire.
My cow's on fire. Oh, yes, that's true. That's true.
Smells like steak.
No mistaking that.
Ha! Taebyn.
Hi.
Are you going to tell us what you've been watching and consuming for media, please?
So, we continue watching The Recruit. We talked about that last week. A really good show. Continued watching season 6 of Young Sheldon. And I have a complaint.
Okay. What is your complaint?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So I have to complain about how Paramount is making us buy one episode at a time. Like we can't buy the entire season like we could for the previous seasons. And like we can only buy one episode at a time, and it's really annoying, and I'm complaining about it.
Why don't you just subscribe to Peacock? Because it's available on Peacock.
Because that's the only thing we would have Peacock for. And we don't want to do a whole subscription just for that.
Well, no, you could watch Mrs. Davis. You could watch lots of other shows that are on Peacock. They have all the NBC catalog because that's what Peacock is. It's NBC network.
It's true.
So they have all their own stuff, and they have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of shows.
I'm pretty sure we wouldn't watch it though.
Okay.
Just because there's so many other things.
And how much do you pay for each episode?
Well, and they try and get you, because you can pay $2.99 for the HD, but I always get the SD for $1.99 because like there's no difference between HD and SD, at least on the little TV that I watch it on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I mean, I think Peacock is only like $11.99 a month, so that's only 6 episodes, and you've paid for the whole, and you can watch everything else.
You can watch everything else. That's true. But I'm lazy and stupid, so I don't.
You're not stupid.
Well, apparently not, because I'm not paying for Peacock when I should be.
You're not stupid. You're just not highly intelligent.
There you go.
That's such a compliment.
I know, right?
It's like, no, you're not stupid. You're just not bright.
You're not stupid. You're just...
There are no stupid questions, only stupid people. Yes.
It's true.
Very true.
We also watched the movie The Silencing from 2020. Have either of you heard of or seen this show?
I have not. I heard the closed captioning. There's really not a lot to it though, because is it a silent movie?
It's not.
Oh,
it's not Silence of the Lambs.
It's not. No, it's just called The Silencing.
I've seen Silence of the Lambs.
What's the premise of the movie?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you. And by the way, Jaime Lannister from Games of Thrones is the main character.
Oh.
Which I was very surprised to see. I didn't know that one. So the plot goes, a reformed hunter living in isolation on a wildlife sanctuary, that's Jaime Lannister, by the way, becomes involved in a deadly game of cat and mouse when he and the local sheriff set out to track a vicious killer who may have kidnapped his daughter years ago. Dun, 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 indeed. No, it's actually very good. I really, the ratings aren't, I mean, they're not bad, but they're not the best or anything. I actually really liked the show. I thought it was really good. I think it's worth checking out anyway. So it's really good. We also watched a movie called Tracers from 2015. Have either of you heard or seen this show?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar.
Yeah, when it came in, I thought that sounds familiar too. I didn't know what it was about, but it actually stars Taylor Lautner. It's a movie, and it's like a big parkour show. It's like Taylor Lautner plays a guy who's basically needs money, and then he starts parkour for whatever reason, and then like there's a underground parkour group that notice him, and they bring him in, and they end up like that group does like jobs, undercover jobs, and so that's how Taylor Lautner's getting his money. Yeah, I think it's one of those movies you mostly watch for the parkour. It's an okay movie. It's not horrible. I was entertained. Worth checking out if you got nothing else to do. And if you like parkour, well, there you go.
Do they scream parkour every time they jump?
Yes. Parkour! 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 Parkour!
They do. If you listen really carefully, you can hear it. Definitely.
Is the first rule about Parkour Club not to talk about Parkour Club?
Only if you can say that 5 times fast.
I would like to parker the car. Anyway. Anything else?
That's what a valet is for.
That's what a valet is for?
Yes.
I've been playing the same things from last time. I still haven't played that furry card game you talked about. Still been playing Monkeys Go Pop Balloons, Hearthstone, little bit of, not really much Hearthstone, and Mud definitely, and Beat Saber. I'm having fun with a Beat Saber. Radioactive is fun. It's fun to play Radioactive on hard mode. I think I talked about this before. I can just barely get through hard mode on Radioactive. I've tried Expert. Holy cow! Oh, it goes so fast. It just.
Yes.
I've gotten like a second and a half into that particular mode, so but it's
All
lots
right.
of fun. Good exercise. Good exercise.
Yeah,
Good.
you will be sweating after a couple of songs.
My fluff
Wow.
flies away.
Fluffing, flying fluff. A fluffer nutter.
That's a peanut.
I want barely to say more words.
What? Well, a fluffer nutter is a sandwich with
peanut
marshmallow
butter,
cream
peanut
and
butter and marshmallow cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
If you-
out to one of my previous videos that has a fluffer nutter in it. So all you first go check out one of the Cooking with Taebyn. I forget which video it is. So go watch all my Cooking with Taebyns and find out about the fluffer nutter.
Yes.
Yeah, fluffer nutter is not easy to get out of fur.
No, it's not.
I found
not
that
at
out
all.
the hard way, definitely.
Yes.
Yes, the sticky way. All right. Is that everything that you've been watching, listening to, reading, playing?
Believe it or not, that is the stuff that did
That
the things.
is the
and
stuff.
South Park. I've been watching South Park for like old South Park for lunches, of course.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
I mean, duh.
All right.
What else?
All right.
What am I doing? I don't know.
Rayne, have you been watching anything fun and exciting?
Ignore that. I like it. It's good. It's good.
I have been mainly watching YouTube stuff. I've just kind of been watching. I have gotten hooked on this DIY kind of channel.
Okay.
They do resin. It's this couple in Texas called Evan and Caitlin. They do resin and woodwork and like CNC, woodwork and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of crafty stuff. But they are just so adorable together. Like Evan is this gigantic bearded, gentle giant, and Caitlin is this little tiny woman. I mean, she comes up to like just barely nipple height on Evan, and they're adorable together, and they have the cutest little kitten. Well, cat. She's a cat, but yeah, she's the supervisor, and they do gaming. They do gaming streams as well. So they do a lot of stuff together, and they're very cute together. It's very wholesome, fun to watch. Yeah, so I recommend anybody who likes Wheaton. I recommend anybody who likes learning about arts and crafts with resin and stuff like that, go to their channel because they have done some really cool resin pours and artwork and stuff.
Rayne, do you like learning about violins?
I have a violin that belonged to my great uncle.
That's true.
Yes.
Do you like learning about harmonicas?
I do because I have a harmonica. So
you do?
I've learned. Yes.
Wow, I'm 2 for. Okay, let's see if I can go 3 for 3. Do you like learning about harpsichords?
Yes.
Okay, good. Barely, do you like learning about pumpernickel bread?
I love pumpernickel bread. I wish I could find more of it.
Ooh, how about do you like learning about zucchini bread?
I make zucchini bread, a really good zucchini bread. I'll have to make you guys some.
Yes, you should make us some zucchini bread. Why are you asking us what we like to learn about, Mr. Taebyn?
Because I like learning what you like learning, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And, okay, the last one, this is for the full prize. So this is now this is barely against Rayne.
Okay, I didn't know we were keeping score, but okay.
I'm going to ask you both a question. And the one who gets it right gets the full prize. Yet to be disclosed what that full prize is. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Absolutely.
Okay, the question is, for all the gusto, do you like learning about tricycles? You have to get it right.
I do.
You do, okay. Barely.
I'm not a big fan of tricycles. I mean, they're just so tiny.
No, not the big ones at BLFC.
Oh, those, yeah.
Those ones are fun.
Yeah.
I had way too much fun on those.
Oh, I just think I should not have had as much as fun as
Taebyn had criminal amount of fun on those.
I know.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was riding around with a thing on his head. Couldn't see where he was going, just riding around blindly, just being a pup.
That's what I was doing. Well, okay. I think after all of that deliberation, you both win. It's a tie.
That's
Yay!
the prize.
And the prize
A
is
tie?
a tie.
We win a tie?
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
But you have to share it. So I don't know if you want to cut it in half,
there-
and then. But I don't know.
We'll cut it lengthwise.
Yeah.
That way it's two thin ties.
Half a tie. Yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah. We
That's
could
why
bring
it's
that
two
look
half
back.
ties. Yeah. Those little thin ties. It's like, oh, gosh.
They did that back in the 50s or 40s or something. Is that right?
Yes.
It was
20s?
popular in the 50s, also popular in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to bring it back, and then the 2000 came. Like, nope, no more. We're done.
That's kind of like
Yeah.
those knit ties. Remember those knit ties? Oh,
I
God,
had one of those.
Yeah, I had several of those. It
Yes.
was just,
That was
like
what I
knit.
wore to graduation
Ooh.
back in 1991.
Rayne, have you ever seen the movie? Well, either of you seen the movie Peanut Butter Solution? It's a real show.
Nope.
No.
Forget
even
when
heard
it
of
was from. It's a peanut butter, and so anyway, there's the peanut butter solution is it grows hair for whatever reason. So I was going to wonder if Rayne, you wanted to watch the movie because
I don't have any
He's
hair.
got no hair.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll put peanut butter on my head if it grows hair.
If
but
it grows
I'm not
hair.
going to
Well,
do
let's
Otherwise.
move along. I think we've stagnated into the thing. Let's get to some this or that's. I've got this book.
So first of all, this or that. Would you rather have Taebyn
Yes.
on the show or Taebyn not on the show?
Oh no, we have to have Taebyn on the show.
We
I
have
mean,
to
you're
have-
in the
you're-
title.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're in the
that-
title.
that's-
It would make it just a stupid show if we had barely
We really-
Furcasting featuring nobody.
Featuring, we really picked the wrong title of the show because now we're stuck. Like we can't get rid of me now.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Can't get rid of me
Unless
or
we
you. It's like-
Unless we regenerate one of you.
or rebrand.
No, we got to regenerate. We'll just do like they did with Doctor Who.
Yes. Just
So
a
when
different
you know,
Taebyn.
Yeah, when one of you
different
guys
Taebyn.
goes, you'll regenerate into a different Barely or a different Taebyn.
There you go. All right. Okay, so this or that.
Okay.
All right. So this first one is for you, Taebyn.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather be in a 90s boy band or an 80s rock band?
90s boy band. Actually, 80s rock band. I spoke too soon. Ooh, that's a tough one.
I don't know that you have big enough hair for an 80s rock band.
That is a truth right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go the 90s boy band.
Okay, 90s boy band.
I would have guessed that Taebyn would like to be in a 90s boy band.
There you go.
I think he would like to be in 90 Boys, but that's different. Okay, so number two.
I don't even know. The words on this show recently, I have to like go to the dictionary to figure things out. Anyway, yes.
It's okay. You'll learn eventually.
The
Eventually.
dictionary. All right, Rayne, this is for you.
Okay.
Would you rather play old video games for free or any new video games, but you have to pay double?
Ooh. I would say old video games for free because currently that's kind of what I do a lot of the time.
There's a lot of really good old video games.
There are.
Like Pac-Man and Miss. You both, of course, know the real difference between Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man.
The bow.
Exactly. I mean, they told us the answer in Wayne's World. Well, she's got a bow in her hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't really have hair.
On her head. He must have said on her head. Because she doesn't have hair. That is very... She has not used the peanut butter solution yet.
She has not.
Apparently not. Neither have I.
Okay,
Have to try
this next one is for Taebyn, and I think I see a trend coming here. Would you rather be in a 90s coming of age story or an 80s horror flick?
Ooh, I'll do the 90s thing. Because this pup doesn't like horror things. That's scary.
Okay.
And the 80s were pretty rough on people in horror flicks.
Horror flicks.
I mean, that's Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers. All that was 80s.
Oh, that was 80s.
I don't think Taebyn would survive.
No.
I'm pretty not. Speaking of scary things, well, I know you've done this, Rayne, the epic roller coaster thing in
Oh yes,
VR.
yes.
That
Yes.
gets scary, actually.
Some of the tracks are kind of scary, but they're fun.
It's I can only do that in limited amounts.
Did you play the shooting version of the game?
No. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. That was fun. I played it on the one that wasn't too scary, and I went shoot, 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 bum, bum, bum.
Yes. My favorite is the dinosaur one on Epic Roller Coasters.
I did the roller coaster. Yeah, the dinosaur one. Yes.
Dinos look so real. It's fun.
All right, next question for Rayne.
Okay.
Would you rather be corny or sweet?
I know the answer to this one.
I'm already pretty corny. Maybe a little bit sweeter would be better for everybody.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And this one is perfect for Taebyn.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather only be able to speak in puns or
Like now.
never understand anyone's jokes?
I would
Like
rather
now.
speak in only puns. I mean, that's
Which is kind of like he is right now, as you're saying, Rayne.
The good thing about that is there's no descriptor about they have to be good puns, because then we would not be describing me at all.
True. Okay, Rayne.
Yes.
Would you rather lose your left hand or your right hand?
Oh, left.
Left. Okay.
Yes.
Because then your right would be left, and then you'd still win.
Yes.
True. But yeah, there are things that I can only do with my right hand, and like writing and twisting the throttle on my motorcycle.
And riding Bambi.
I haven't ridden Bambi.
Oh,
that's a rumor.
Okay.
But you can write Bambi with your right hand.
Oh yeah, I guess I could write Bambi, but Bambi is a deer. I am not sure Bambi can read.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. There are so many pros and cons to this.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, we know he can speak English, so why can't he read it?
Did he speak English, or were we just hearing his thoughts in English?
Ooh, that's very...
Do the dun dun dun.
Done.
There we go. Okay.
Now do the backwards whistle.
The back... What? I think that was a frontwards whistle, but that's okay.
Oh,
okay, Taebyn.
I don't know.
This is yours. This is your final one, Taebyn.
Okay.
Would you rather have 2 toes on each foot or no feet at all?
What? I guess I'll go with the 2 toes, because I kind of like my feetsy pawsies walking around and stuff.
2 toes.
Either way, I would not tolerate you. I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Sounds like a mafia name. Mikey 2 Toes Vegan.
Right?
Hey, get 2 Toes down here from Chicago.
Yeah, that's right.
How'd he lose his toes? Fireworks related accident.
That's right, yes. I was sticking my foot in the mortar. Yeah. All right, it's time for us to take our headsets off, because it is time for Furries in the News.
I'm running out of things, because we are in that beautiful, beautiful place where tacos and burritos live in harmony. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about now, which is furries in the Bark.
And bark indeed. Okay.
Cow.
So I know you ended with a bark, but our first story is about a kitty.
Oh, how cute.
I know this story. I submitted this story.
I did. Yes, you did. It's a kitty at the Met Gala. Jared Leto was looking for a place to hang his hat. Well, actually his head. Leto was walking around the cocktail reception at the Met Gala not long after his big entrance on the carpet as Choupette.
I think it's Chopette.
Chopette? Okay.
Chopette.
Chopette me.
Show Pet Me Now. Designer Karl Lagerfeld's famous cat in a full-on white fursuit with a very real-looking eyes. Now, I have to say, when I saw the picture the first time, I thought it was a Chat GPT mock-up because it looked too fake.
Yeah, that's same
It does, but it's cute. It's a really cute fursuit.
It's a cute fursuit. It's amazing.
But yeah, it does look almost
Photoshopped.
Uncanny. Yeah, it
almost looks photoshopped.
Really in the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Yes. Some of his friends wanted to check out the head, which he carried around like a war trophy. Rami Malek, for example, and director Taki Waititi tried him on. So, what happened during dinner? Well, Lito said he was going to find a nice quiet seat so that Choo Choo could take a rest.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't read enough. So why was he doing this again?
Well, Met Gala, it's tradition for you to show up like super fabulous.
Weird.
Weird.
Is it? Oh.
So you either dress way up or you come in either weird costume or wearing a meat skirt or something like that, like Lady Gaga.
Maybe Jared was just like, I really need to come out of the furry closet. How can I do that without being too obvious?
Maybe.
There you go.
But if Jared Leto's a furry, then it's okay.
He should come on the show.
Yeah,
he should.
He should come on the show, and maybe this will give some positive light to the furry community.
Maybe. Let's hope. Let's hope.
Let's not hold our breath, though.
Yeah. And that picture's been all over, but I'll post it in the YouTube chat, or the YouTube version of our show, so that people can see the picture.
Yep, it's like cute. It's a cute fursuit.
It's a very cute person. Yes,
it is. It's very. I want to pet kitty.
And have you heard about the bear at the school dumpster?
I have not heard about the bear.
Yes, I think I
Yes.
Did I submit this one too?
No,
or was this Ziggy?
Ziggy submitted this. So
okay.
It said the principal runs like hell after coming face to face with a bear hidden in a school dumpster. That's the headline.
Okay.
It has been said that the best way to be kind to bears is not to get too close. And a school principal learned just that in a shocking encounter. Recently, which I spelled it wrong, James Marsh, the principal of Zella Elementary School in Summersville, West Virginia, showed off his running skills after coming face to face with a black bear while unlocking a dumpster on the school grounds. Now, this is a funny thing. The dumpster was locked.
Plugged in there. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
how did they get locked in there?
I don't know. An anti-bear lock had been added to the school dumpster by the state's Department of Natural Resources after employees had spotted bears in the bin.
In the bin.
Why would you put spotted bears in a bin?
I don't know why you would put spotted bears in a bin, but they did.
Come on. Okay.
So, yeah. After Marsh saw the bear, he tapped into his inner Usain Bolt. I don't know what that means.
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt? What is that?
A runner. Very fast runner.
Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
And he sprinted away as fast as he could. The bear then climbed out of the dumpster and ran off in the opposite direction, just as scared. No one was injured in the incident. In general, of course, most black bears don't want to attack humans, according to the National Park Service. Although attacks on people are very rare, they have happened and can result in serious injuries or even death.
Oh, yes.
Who would have thunk it?
I'll post the link to the story on the website and on our chat.
And you should really stop taking my gigs.
And to be fair, it wasn't me. I was not the one in there.
Raccoons belong in dumpsters, not bears.
No,
right, because I'm not a spotted bear, nor am I a black bear.
Right.
I'm a brown bear. So there you go. That's all I have for furries in the news. Mr. Taebyn or Mr. Rayne, do you have something? Anything?
No, because you already read my story.
Okay.
I'm wondering.
Oh, he picked up his brain from the sponge and put it back in.
I'm wondering. We're having
wondering
a lot of
well.
trouble knowing what I'm wondering.
Yeah, we're wondering, are you okay? Do you smell toast?
You smell toast.
I smell cinnamon toast just a little bit and grapes.
What do grapes smell like?
They smell great.
Purple.
They smell purple.
They smell
okay.
Purple.
I didn't know purple was a scent. Okay.
What's that one thing? Yeah, if you go to like the discount store, Purple
Yeah.
is always just a scent.
It's just a scent.
Okay,
Oh.
there I did. We'll say that was it. That's what I was trying to do.
That was a good one. That
Okay.
one,
Yay,
that
me.
one was
Okay.
very
Yay,
funny.
you. Let's get to our
and
upcoming.
topical.
It's very topical, like my ointment. Let's get to some upcoming events. Okay, coming up May 11th through the 14th is Furry
Yes,
Weekend
you may.
Atlanta. That is the weekend that this episode drops. So if you're at Furry Weekend Atlanta, please let us know. At the same
Which-
weekend, if you're
I want
Not
to say, by the way,
in Atlanta, Georgia, yes.
so the Denver hotel block opening dates was launched. And it's several rollouts depending on what tier you are and everything. But one of them is during the Sunday of FWA. And so
Mhm.
there are furs in the chat and on Twitter, they're like, why are you releasing the hotel during FWA? Why? And I haven't seen anyone like on Denver staff respond to that. But
Because they
kind
don't
of
care.
confusing.
Yeah,
Apparently, I guess.
like all the way across the country.
Yeah, it's
It
like,
is
dude, we don't
across the
care.
country.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
care. We don't care.
We don't care.
So if you're not in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend, you might be in Surfers Paradise, Queensland, Australia at Furry Down Under 2023.
I used to be furry down under.
And then you shaved.
I trim regularly now.
Good.
Well,
That's good.
I mean, I think if you get the peanut butter solution, that'll help out.
Well, no, I don't have any problems below the top of my head
Below
growing
the-
hair.
You don't have any
It's-
problem growing hair below your forehead?
Yeah, above,
Ah,
not so much. Below, I
Have
Well-
you
quite a bit
ever
now.
grown hair on your glasses?
No,
okay.
but I've had hair on my glasses.
But what
Mhm.
about the tricycle?
Who knows? Let's keep going on.
I don't know.
Next weekend, May 19th through the 22nd, is Furry Weekend Holland,
What's even
not to be
wrong with
confused
me?
with Furry Weekend Atlanta, and that's in Berlo, Netherlands.
Oh my cow!
The weekend after that, the 26th to the 28th of May, is a very busy weekend for
I
fur
see
cons.
that. Wow! Look,
So you have 4 fur cons going on that same weekend.
Ilya got back on.
I think he's having another
Why
stroke.
Are you yelling to your microphone? Please
I
don't do that.
No, I
Okay.
cry.
That is what pup does.
I know. So the weekend of the 26th to the 28th, you can go to Anthro, Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio,
Hi.
or you can go to Nomadicon in Nashville, Tennessee, or you can go to Confuzzled in Birmingham, United Kingdom,
Mhm.
or you could go to our local con, Furlandia, in Portland, Oregon.
Which Rayne and I will both be at, all you furs, and Rayne will
Yes,
be
we will.
DJing
Yes.
Saturday night. And it should be some good 80s and 90s and stuff. And this pup will be
Mhm.
dancing
And-
pup.
Maybe some Weird Al, because I got to throw some Weird Al in there.
Oh, this pup is
Oh.
excited.
Yes.
And speaking of Weird Al, for you furs, if you want to go, this pup will be doing Taebyn Sings Weird Al. He's singing some Weird Al songs, and also my usual story time with Taebyn. Now we're running all over the place and stuff.
Okay,
Everything.
some cons coming up in June, so that we give you plenty of time to get registered if you so desire. You have Stratus Fur 2023 in Houston, Texas, the weekend of June 16th through the 18th. Houston, we have a furry. And then in the weekend of the 25th to the 22nd, or the 25th to the 22nd, it's a backwards time con. It starts on the 25th and it ends on the 22nd. No, it starts on the 22nd and ends on the 25th.
They worked really hard to make that happen. Let me tell you.
I did. You have to. Everything happens in
Yes.
reverse. Everybody walks backwards. The cons, the panels start
At the
at
end.
the end and work their way forward. It's a very
It takes
interesting
a lot
con.
of work to do panels like that. Let me tell
It
you.
does. It really does. Yeah. So that is the PortCon Maine in South Portland, Maine.
The main FurCon?
The main
The main
FurCon.
Portland, not
Yes.
the auxiliary Portland on the West Coast.
That's right. That's right. And the weekend of the 22nd through the 25th, again, also is Aurora. I can't
Aurora.
How
say
do you
that.
even do that?
Aurora.
Wow. Aurora.
Aurora.
I
It's
think you have
spelled-
to say it with the Australian accent.
Aurora.
Maybe that's
It's
Aurora.
Aurora.
Aurora. It's Aurora.
Aurora. It's all right. It's Aurawra. Aurora. Anyway, that's at the Novotel Sydney Olympic Park in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, and those are the upcoming events for the next month-ish.
Nice.
Ish.
So if you need to go to a FurCon, you can scratch that ish. I don't.
Okay, Taebyn, I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you talk about math.
Oh! I do have some mathy thing for this week.
Okay, so, let's hear it.
You might remember last week we mentioned Pierre de Fermat, and I forget why, but we did, and I was mentioning that maybe I should talk about him this week, and so I figured I haven't done a math history thing for a while, so I'll just talk a little bit about Pierre de Fermat, or normal people would say Pierre de Fermat, but I'm just a pup, so I don't know. But so some of you first might know that Pierre de Fermat is considered one of the greatest French mathematicians of the 17th century. He made contributions to pretty much every field of mathematics, which is actually pretty amazing. Well, that existed at that time, which is actually pretty amazing because these days you don't, you might know a lot of different branches of math and stuff, but you don't excel in any more than one branch of math. You can only really do one branch of math. But he actually made contributions to lots of different branches of math. The most notable are number theory, probability, analytic geometry, that's basically calculus, and laws of refraction. So he was born in 1601 or 1607. Now, I'll say something about it in a second. And he lived until 1665. So what's interesting is that if you go online, half the references say that he was born in 1601, and the other half say 1607. Literally true. I was looking around to find out when was he born. It's on the page you've got when did he live, 1601. Then the next hit says 1607, 1607, 1601. So it's crazy. But I found out. It turns out so the MMA. That's the Mathematical Association of America. If you go to their website, they have an interesting article that explored this. And Klaus Barner, he was a professor in Germany, he investigated this and found out that it is actually 1607. But it's still interesting that still all the hits on the Google are half of them are 1601 and the other are 1607. Anyway, that's interesting. So he was born in a wealthy family in Beaumont de la Marne, France, and he studied at the University of Orleans from 1623, starting in 1623, and he earned a bachelor's in civil law. So not in math, believe it or not. But he earned that civil law degree in 1626. After his graduation, he moved to Bordeaux, that's where he started to focus on mathematical research. In 1630, every first say 1630.
1630.
It's true.
4:30.
Because so we're in military.
Not military
France
time. It's not military time.
It's military France. So in 4:30, he bought a counselor's office at Parlement de Toulouse. So it's horrible because you don't win a lot because you to lose or something like that. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't exactly pull that off right, but yes. And this was one of the high courts of judicature in France, and he was sworn in by Grand Chambre in 1631. But so he worked actually in this high court as a lawyer for the rest of his life. So believe it or not, I didn't know this, that he was actually a lawyer that was his profession. And I'll talk a little bit more about that and how math gets into it in just a minute. Because he was in this grand court, his original name was Pierre Fermat, but once he got into this court system, then he became known as Pierre de Fermat, because de was a title of nobility back then or something. He was actually fluent in 6 languages. 6! and fluent. I think he knew other languages, but he was fluent in French, Latin, Greek, Occitan, Spanish, and Italian. I don't know what Occitan is. What is that?
I don't know.
I'm guessing it's a language.
Well, it is a language,
probably,
but
yes.
I don't know what language
I don't know what language that is.
I don't either, but he was fluent in it. He actually had a close encounter with death in the early 1650s when there was a plague in that town. Many people died in the plague. Why am I even talking about this? I don't know, but many people died. But so in 1653, he was actually wrongly reported dead from the plague, but it turned out that he survived the plague and went in, continued on living.
So let me get this straight. So they don't know when he died specifically because he was reported dead before he died, and they don't know when he was born. Did he actually exist?
He did.
I mean, because
he did.
It seems a little odd that they don't know when he was born, don't know when he died.
Well, they do know when he died. It turns out he did die in 1665.
And he's still dead?
As far as I know, but
okay.
Apparently with him, we actually don't know.
That's right.
And so he considered mathematics actually to be a hobby, and so he never published his work because he considered it a hobby. I mean, there's a lot here I didn't know. That's very interesting. Huh. He invented lots of things, as I said before, or did a lot of research though on his own and lots of things. He was actually the inventor of something called analytic geometry. I mentioned basically think calculus, but he was the inventor of analytic geometry. Now, Rene Descartes usually gets credit for inventing analytic geometry, but it's because Fermat didn't publish his work that people didn't know. And so Descartes usually gets the credit for it, even though he did it. Very smart man that didn't get as much recognition as it deserved. So his work, though, he shared with friends and other mathematicians through letters. And this is where, so Barely, you mentioned last week the thing about how he didn't prove anything. So this is where that comes in. So he would, in these letters and things, he wouldn't prove his theorems. He loved to taunt other mathematicians in these correspondences about theorems that he wrote, or he would write them in margins of his journals, and he would taunt others by this, but he would never actually provide the proof of these things. And so, we've talked before about this story of Fermat's last theorem, where he wrote in a journal that the margin was too small to write the proof in, so I'll do tomorrow, and then he died and everything. We've heard that story. Some things he doesn't really have a proof, so we actually don't really know because he never published his work. He loved to taunt other mathematicians, so no one really knows if he actually had a proof or not. Something he doesn't, and that's obviously a strong possibility. So the question then, of course, is like, well, how do we know, how are all these theorems? Do we know if they're true or not that he did? So it turns out that all of Fermat's theorems were either proven or actually shown to be false by Leonard Euler. So he actually came back and went through all of his proofs and either disproved them or proved them. All, of course, except for Fermat's last theorem. That's the only one of Fermat's theorems and theories that he did not prove. So this is all. I was really glad that I did this because I think this was all really, really interesting. Lots of things I didn't know. Shout out to the maybe still alive Pierre de Fermat. I mean, that's maybe his ultimate last theorem. Is he alive or dead?
That's right.
In any case,
you don't know until you observe him.
Exactly. It's Schrodinger's Fermat.
Yes. Schrodinger's Fermat.
In any case, Pierre de Fermat was a brilliant man. Although he wouldn't share proofs or things or even prove things, he contributed even though this was a hobby to him, he still contributed so much to mathematics. It could be argued that we wouldn't even have or be as far along in the field of math today if we didn't have him. Even though he didn't prove stuff, it still inadvertently ended up being such an amazing contribution to mathematics
He was,
today.
kind of a spark.
It
He
was
likes
a
to make
spark.
other mathematicians think.
There's been things that have been proven not to be true in math, like people try to prove really, this is recent stuff too.
Yeah.
Really big theorems and unsolved problems people have claimed to have proved, and maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but even if they didn't, in their doing so, they have invented or come up with or discovered other mathematics that have spawned other research. So inadvertent, even though they didn't prove the original thing, all this other great math came out from it. So exactly, it's that type of thing right here. And so it's a really amazing and remarkable thing, the history and the ways things come together in this mathematical universe community.
Yes.
And there we have my math for the week.
Very
Nice.
interesting. Oh, and so the language is Occitan.
Occitan. Okay.
Occitan. So it's is referred to as a provincial Romance language spoken in southern France, Monaco, Italy's Occitan valleys, as well as Spain's Via de Aran.
So it's kind of like a
Or Via de Aran, I'm sorry.
cross-country type thing.
Yeah, so it's only an official language, I guess, anymore in Catalonia. It's one of Catalonia's official languges.
The ox in Catalonia. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. And René Descartes was a drunken fart, by the way.
Yes.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Euler, I hardly knew her.
Yes.
Oh my cow.
Oh
Push a
my
button,
cow.
Push a button, Rayne. Push a button.
Any button.
There
we
you go. There you go.
All right.
Oh my cow.
Well, before we get out of here, let's tell some jokes. Not that we haven't told any yet, but
Well,
Everything we've said has been amazingly serious truth.
oh yes,
serious
yes.
truth. Yes,
We are serious
there.
on this pod.
Sirius XM, where you hear like music. Oh,
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
no.
Ho,
no.
ho, ho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't count as one of your jokes.
No,
Because it
no.
wasn't good.
Do you guys know who the most successful inventor of all time was?
Rain Raccoon.
Yes. But I
No.
haven't made it there yet.
Nope, it was the man that invented the hay baling machine. He made a bundle.
Pop.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go on record for you first by saying, in case you didn't know, Barely and Rayne go out and search for their jokes. Me, on the other paw, has this book that I don't read the jokes before paw. So we're all going to hear these for the first time. So if they're bad, it's because of the book. The other jokes I've said and puns, I do have to say that was all me, so they were bad, so we can blame those on me. Sorry, but now I'll try and rectify myself by not blaming me for it or something.
Okay.
So speaking of which,
Yes.
do either of you know what you call two octopuses that look the same?
I don't.
You call them identical. It's actually not that bad. That's actually not too bad.
No, it's actually pretty funny.
That's kind of a lot
Identical.
better than anything I've come up with on the show tonight.
Identical.
Identical fins.
Yes.
Even though they don't have fins, but
Mhm.
All right. So you guys know it's my dad's birthday this month.
I did not
happy
know
birthday,
that.
Dad.
Happy
Yes,
birthday,
so-
Dad Raccoon.
I got him a fridge for his birthday.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his face light up when he opens it.
Ah,
Oh.
oh, that's a bop.
Uh,
I can't either. That's actually
You know,
not too bad.
when I was in high school, I dated a girl. I know. It was a
Long time ago.
long time ago. I dated a girl, and her name was Michelle. And I went to a Halloween party with her one Halloween, and I just carried her on my back
Okay.
the whole party.
Yeah.
And when people came up to me and asked me what I was, I told them I was a turtle.
Okay.
And they looked at me and says, well, then what's the girl on your back? And I says, oh, that's Michelle.
I saw that coming. I saw that. Oh, my God.
It took me a minute to get it. Not getting that for a second. Michelle.
I once knew, this is a true thing. I once knew a girl named, her first name was Jennifer, and her last, I'm trying to remember this. Her last name was, I remember now. This is me trying to remember things. Isn't it fun? Yes. Okay, so her first name was Jennifer. Her middle name was Michelle, which is why, I'm saying this, because you reminded me. And her last name was Azevedo. Now, I always had a lot of trouble remembering, because those are like Azevedo, and I had trouble remembering all the names and stuff. So the way I remembered it was, I remembered any fur in my shell of avocado. And then that helped me remember Jennifer Michelle Azevedo. True story.
That's what they call a mnemonic device.
Yes.
It is. And I did it. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of devices.
Yes.
Do you know?
I know a lot, but go ahead.
Oh my cow!
Yes.
I read it. Okay. I don't.
Okay.
I'm good.
You read ahead.
I read ahead. I don't know if I should finish this. Tell you. Okay.
Oh no, please.
Why did the fish get bad grades?
Because he didn't stay in his school.
That's not bad, actually. That's not bad.
Okay. All right.
But the real reason is because he was below sea level.
Oh, okay.
I love how barely he was just like, oh, okay.
You can only get D's or F's, I guess. So.
Yes.
Oh my.
D's or F's.
D's or F's. Those
D's or
are
F's.
G's.
Those are G's. Those are H's.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jimmy Two Toes. It's Jimmy Two Toes. What are you doing here?
Hey. Why are you with two toes?
Wallaby socks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Rayne, tell us a joke.
Why don't pirates take a shower before they walk the plank?
Is it because that Bambi's riding the tricycle?
No.
Oh. So
why
close.
why don't they take a shower before they walk the plank?
Well, because they just wash up on shore.
Ow. Woof.
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 I have two more. The last one I'm going to tell is a very long one, so I'm going to give you the short one now.
Okay.
In Africa, some of the native tribes have a custom of beating the ground with clubs and yelling spine-chilling cries.
Hate that ground.
Anthropologists call this a form of primitive expression.
Yeah.
In America, we call it golf.
I have a question that I think you both know I can't quite get the answer, but I was looking all over Wikipedia to find out, because I was really curious about this thing, but I think you both actually know the answer to this. Maybe you're smarter than Wikipedia. So I have this fish.
God, I hope so.
I have this fish in my aquarium tank, and I think it's a little sick because it's not dead, but I think it's it's a little sluggish and everything. And so I was trying to find out, like, where specifically to take it. I know it's not a vet or something. So where do sick fish go? Where should I take the sick fish?
I have no clue where you should take a sick fish. Where should you take a sick fish?
Well, I eventually found out. It took a lot of work, but I found out that you have to take it to see a sturgeon.
Oof.
I could have took like 1.5 seconds to tell that, but no,
Yeah.
I did what I do, and
Well, the thing is, I think I'm seeing a trend on these jokes today. There's a lot of oceanography type
it's
stuff
true.
going on.
It's true. There
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Well, mine's not about oceanography.
Okay.
So, a pair of cows were talking in the field, and one says, "Have you heard about the mad cow disease that's going around?" The other says, "Yeah, makes me glad I'm a penguin."
Oh, that's amazing.
That's pretty good.
That's
okay.
amazing.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready for my long story? Here we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
Move.
So, a couple lived near the ocean and used to walk on the beach a lot. One summer, they noticed a girl who was at the beach pretty much every day. She wasn't unusual, nor was the traveling bag she carried unusual, except for one thing. She would approach people who were sitting on the beach, glance around furtively, then speak to them. Now, generally, the people would respond negatively and she would just wander off. But occasionally, someone would nod and there would be a quick exchange of money and something she carried in her bag. The couple assumed she was selling drugs and debated calling the police. But since they didn't know for sure, they just continued to watch her. After a couple of weeks, the wife said, "Honey, have you ever noticed that she only goes up to people with boom boxes and other electronic devices?" He said he hadn't. And so he said, "Well, tomorrow, I think I'm going to get a towel and I'll get a big radio and I'll go out to lie on the beach and then I'll find out what she's really doing."
Okay.
So the plan went off without a hitch. The next day came and he went out there and the wife was almost hopping up and down with anticipation when he came home. And she said, is she selling drugs? And he said, "No, she's not." And he said, enjoying this probably more than he should have. "Well, what is it then? What does she do?" the wife asked and shrieked loudly. The man grinned and said, "Well, she's a battery salesman." "Batteries?" cried the wife. "Yes, and only one kind," he replied, and you're going to hate me for this punchline. "She sells sea cells down by the seashore." It was a long way to go for a really bad joke.
I mean,
That was. But you made it.
It's on par with what was it last week? I took like 10 hours to build up to when you wish to pawn a star, it makes no
When
difference
you wish
who you
to
are.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
I'm glad we're on the same wavelength in that in that world there, Barely.
Well, we do share a brain, so
We do. We do, actually.
Yes,
We
yes.
much do.
that's all the jokes I have. I'm joked out.
I have two more on this page, but I don't know if I can follow that. Should I try following that?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna read. I'm covering it up. I'm not gonna read where this is going.
Okay.
I want to know, what does the Loch Ness monster eat?
I don't know.
Fish and ships.
Oy. Okay.
Again, I covered it. I'm gonna cover up the next one with my posse. Last one. And that's actually, Rayne, do you have any?
Yeah. I came up with a new word yesterday.
You did.
Oh.
Yeah, plagiarism.
Ah.
Oh.
No, indeed.
Okay, Taebyn, tell us your last joke.
Okay, covering it up, this will be either good or the worst thing we've ever heard. I don't know. What do you call a fish who does not believe in war?
Oh, it's not a pacifish, is it?
Yes, it is a
Oh.
pacifish. Yes, it is a pacifish.
Oh, well, good listener, if you're still listening. Our one listener.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
it's
good.
PSA time. Just say no to drugs.
Just say no.
Yeah, well, if I'm talking to my drugs, I
Actually-
probably should have already said yes.
Actually, the
Yes.
PSA here is don't listen to BFFT.
No, listen to it. Share it with your friends
Yes,
and enemies.
listen and share and donate to our
Or,
wonderful
and
cause.
Not only
since
can you
lots-
share, you can sunny too.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're good.
Yeah. Okay. We know that you have a choice in furry podcast. Do they really have a choice in furry podcast? I don't think they do.
Not really. We're
That's-
we're the funnest game in the whole
in the
furry
Podiverse?
podcasting Podiverse. Yes.
We'll go
Wow,
with that.
okay.
Wow, easy for
Well-
me to say.
We appreciate you choosing our podcast. Remember, you can help support us through donations at Ko-Fi or Patreon by subscribing for as little as $3 a month on Buzzsprout. Why did I sound like that? I don't know. On Buzzsprout, or by buying Wild Bill soda using code BFFT at checkout for 15% off your entire order.
Mm-hmm.
Rayne, have you got any final words before we pull the plug on this show?
I'd just like to say, everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Or will you hear us next time?
Or yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
shouldn't
might
have told
hear
them
us.
that. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have told them that we can see them.
That's easy
Oh,
for
I
you
know.
to say that.
It's like, remember the old Romper Room television show? And she would hold up
I see
that
Jimmy and Timmy.
It's like, did you ever see that show?
I never saw that. I don't know.
I think it's a little pre-Taebyn.
Pre-Taebyn? Yeah, okay.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was a
It's not
kid's
that
show.
old.
It was called Romper Room.
Okay. Maybe I'll check
And
that out.
and it was just this, and it was hosted by this gal. And at the end of the show, she would hold up what was a handheld mirror with the mirror taken out, and she would look through it into the camera, and start reading off names. I see Jimmy and Tommy and Sue and Bertha and all these names. You know, like she was looking in the TV set to us.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's like, I hope she doesn't see me torturing the kitty. No. It's like,
Oh my! Oh no!
well, the way I used to torture my cat was I would hold him down and pet him when he didn't want to be petted.
Oh, and he's trying to get away.
He was trying to get away. It's like, no, I want to pet you.
Yeah.
I was all of 6 years old, I think.
You were.
I put mine in the toilet
Yeah.
How?
when I was a kid.
How?
This is not a Native American
That's
podcast,
an
by the
old.
way.
I mean, can you still eat an olive if it's 6-year-old? Because your kitty was olive 6 years old.
Taebyn, with that, I'm going to say,
Please.
Taebyn, finish us up and send us home.
Yes,
Okay, I will.
please, put us out of our
finish
misery.
you up and take you to Canada because I'm finished with the fish and the Pacific and the fish and ships. Anyway, I will stop that and say, please, Taebyn, stop that. Thank you all you first for listening. It means a lot to us that we hope we've been on such a long journey, especially if you've been with us from the beginning. Here we are in season 4, going strong, I think, doing good stuff. Thank you, Rayne, so much for all your support and help with the pod and everything. Thank you so much, Barely, for all you do for the show and taking us through this adventure that we do. We love you so much, all you furs and all our staff, for helping out. So thank you very much, all you furs. Can't wait to hug you tight with Pausies. Looking forward to seeing you at Furlandia, and I'll also be at Denver, so hope to see you there. Until next week, when we bark at you, I say stay furry and Moobarkfluff.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and their guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate editor Rayne Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, and the YouTube Free is Library. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFTchat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at ko-fi.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.